Gregory Peck,
Judy Garland,
Bill Powell, and Myrna Loy.
Errol Flynn.
Ford, Hawks.
Fantastic director.
Best role that I ever had. Loved every minute of it.
Well, I destroyed Washington and destroyed Coney Island, and I destroyed San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. It got a little tiresome. So the next step was to find another avenue for the use of stop motion. It isn't everybody's cup of tea. It isn't good for every picture or every story. So I delved into the Sinbad stories, and he personifies adventure. And fortunately, it worked out beautifully. The first sketch I made was Sinbad fighting a skeleton. Now, if you had James Bond fighting a skeleton, you'd laugh at it. It would be comical. But a legendary character like Sinbad, you take it more as a melodramatic situation. It was ideal for stop-motion animation. Sometimes in our early films, they would criticize the actors.
Now will you get me a long wooden pole?
And one critic even said, Mr. Harryhausen should have animated the actors, which was quite pleasant to me, but not very nice to the actors.
Sinbad! Sinbad, help me! Help!
When the actors are rehearsed, it's either with a pole or with some stuntmen or something. And they never really see the finished product until the end. For example, in Jason and the Skeleton fight, we had 7 stuntmen who portrayed the skeletons. When I did the skeleton sequence, I thought, why in the heaven's name did I suggest 7 skeletons? Because animating one is enough to worry about. And the Hydra. Well, that was a little bit awesome. There were 7 heads on the Hydra, and if I went to answer the telephone, I would forget whether the 3rd head was going forward or backward. So I had to make notes, but I finally ended up not answering the telephone. We tried to keep it in the storybook tradition, and I think that's why they last, because people have a respect for the traditional stories that have lasted over the centuries, particularly Greek mythology. And I think it has a fantasy effect as well. Films were just made for fantasy, and that's what I have always stuck to.
Ray Harryhausen makes stop-motion mayhem for seafaring adventurer Kerwin Matthews on the 7th voyage of Sinbad. Monday at 8 p.m., only on Turner Classic Movies.